Come on now, you can't even do this. Look.
It's right here on the Riding and Smoking podcast, where we just talk to the dopest humans on the planet. So you know we got to tap in with the biggest and the baddest and the dopest of the dope. And today we got the
Reggie
Weed Man.
Weedman.
Oh, what's up, Reggie?
Yo.
You know. And today I also got the homie Paul on here. You know what I'm saying? From the Edge of Insanity. What's up, Paul?
What's happening, Don P?
I'm chilling, Paul.
You chilling? Oh, I gotta turn off the radio voice.
Nah, man, do your thug thizzle. Hey, listen though, Reggie, man, it's good to see you, bro.
Yeah.
I see you brought some friends.
Yes. Some plant partners, as I like to say. And these are some Canna Country selections. And this one we called number 3, Canna Country number 3. It was the third. We did a large breeding project. We had 303 different seed females, and we had 30 different name brand clones back then. And as we have opened up the envelopes, we number them. So this was the third envelope we opened up. And we got one out of it that's like our version of the old school Burmese indica, as a lot of people in the Emerald Triangle called it. Burmese Maui African.
Old school?
Oh,
Remember that? You remember that?
yeah.
The Burmese indica?
90s to early 2000s.
That's crazy. How would you even come up with the mixture to create that?
The genetics behind it.
Well, it was like so many things. It's luck of collection. It's art of selection. And in some, like this case, it was putting two things together that were different and getting some that we like, you know, a rose by any other name is still a rose. Like,
in fact,
when we're going to like, in our estimation, this was most like something. So it was like, we say it's our offering, our like homage to the old school Burmese Maui, but it's a different plant, a different time, but it encapsulates so many of the traits that were like.
But the stuff that you got that I'm looking at, you know, because I saw some stuff earlier and I was just like, yo, it's like you got a real green thumb. I mean, just for a lack of, you know, I just want to say it really, really plainly. That's some crazy growing right there.
This is. And
how did you learn how to do that?
Well, this is the environment too. Like the phenotype that we find, the bud right here is a specific phenotypic expression of a plant. So it's the environment and the genetics.
Right. It's the perfect match.
In this case, it was perfect on so many of these levels. That plant had its full lifespan to express itself. It even got rain at the end, but she's so hard. She's just a great long season plant.
I love it. It looks, the plants look beautiful. The flowers look amazing. I mean, how long would you say you've been growing?
You know, I don't even say I'm growing. When somebody says, did you grow this? I'm like, you know what? I planted the seed. I nurtured the plant. I harvested the plant and now we're smoking it. But the magic happened in between. But I have been actively cultivating this lifestyle for 25 full-time years.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. And he's still here. Let's clap it up.
Hey.
Let's clap it up. We at Emerald Cup, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and you said you won a couple.
No, we got second place with the Forbidden Cherimoya in 2021. We call it Canna Country 26. We got
Forbidden Cherimoya.
Yeah.
How you come up with these names?
Well, the forbidden fruit had its own name, and that was the mother side. The Cherimoya is one of my favorite fruits that I knew from Maui, and I would eat one a day quite often in the winter. And it's a South American fruit, and I believe it's a Quechua name.
Is that the one with the funky smell or something?
No, that's durian.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
If I get a clone of durian, we win, bro. Like,
that'd be lit, right? But yeah, I remember the Cherimoya.
Yeah, so Cherimoya.
What does it taste like?
This one tastes like the Ted of Canna Country loves to say it has all the flavors. It's like Thanksgiving dinner with the fruit on the top, you know? And so it's got this like fruitiness, a creaminess, a citrusy, and she is such her own character that like down the line she ages so nice.
Those just seem to pop
thoroughly herself. Those terpenes and the different aromatic chemicals, and she's a good one. She's through like we picked her because it's the art of selection is like in the R&D we do. We'll grow 25 or 50 different females.
Right.
And then we have to we keep them all. And then we have to figure out the kill list. The kill list first, we celebrate because we're like, finally, half of them can die. 3/4 of them can die. And then we get to the one. And the one with her, she checked all the boxes. she grows like a giant train wreck, and that was like we'd use management practices to address that. But like
Wow.
all the smoking, when we like picked up that roach out of the ashtray, not only was that colored like just a little more vibrant violet, but that taste all the way
taste
down to
all the
the
way down to
nub.
the nub.
Like,
Damn. Okay, okay. I love it, man. I love it. It sounds like you guys put a lot of love into what you do. You sound like you love what you do. That's what I hear. I hear passion. I hear love. I
yeah.
really hear someone who believes in what they're doing. Like, just it's crazy to see someone so locked in. How did you get that locked in though?
Oh man, it was definitely like you're bringing me. It's back to it's like I already kind of loved the plant, and I escaped from a life of probably cubicle time, and like really got into just smoking. And I didn't start with brown weed. I started with green weed from the get go.
Right.
And like it was bee turds, we called it back in the day, beasters, and then graduated quickly to like organic, local, and like I would love to get stuff off of the dry line from people so they didn't fuck it up, I would say, and like watch its expressiveness come out through the cure. So I was into that like before I escaped to like the realization when I landed on Maui of the interconnectedness of all that is. And I hit the ground with 26 seeds and like had the idea one that outdoor could never compare with indoor because I
Never.
came from the Pacific Northwest,
Never.
North wet. And
Right.
What? Yeah.
and then learned how to produce a bud and like learned that if 3/4 of the days were sunnier, like sunny in the outdoor environment, it was better than its indoor counterparts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, Paul, what's the first weed you ever smoked?
Oh, they just called it. Well, the first weed or the first green weed.
The first strain that you ever smoked.
It was Thai. It was
Thai?
Thai stick, and
Thai stick?
it was a little. You could get a little piece like that, and you break it up, and it'd literally be a fat, like almost a quarter, and it was really sticky, icky, and all you wanted to do is sleep and eat afterwards. And yeah, but it put you down.
Have you seen any of that lately? Have you
I haven't seen that in a lifetime. I can't even believe you brought that out of me, Mr. P.
Man, I wanted to know, man, because I know you know great weed. I know that you know great weed.
But then, yeah, absolutely. But some of the stuff that Reggie's talking about, I remember the first thing when we saw green, it was skunk.
Yeah.
That's what we were told. It was skunk weed, or it was Humboldt. It's from Humboldt. It's from up north.
Oh, it's from Humboldt. That's when you was like,
Right.
oh, yeah. That's how Humboldt got so popular.
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
But Humboldt really
Ronald
had the
Reagan's
shit,
getting
though.
shot, and I'm smoking skunk.
But wait, Humboldt really did have the shit, though.
Oh yeah. People who were there tell me that the genetics were to even compared to today were legendary, and a lot of the locals would just call it sativa Afghan at one point. Because it was like the sativa. This is old school Seattle Malawi crossed with a Southern Humboldt heirloom. Like 20 years ago, the cross. It's been up around Seattle since then, and we call it Sparkle Pony. And it's like got a great
Sparkle Pony.
smoke.
Wait.
Is that where you're out? That's crazy. I love Seattle.
Wait, what's the sweet spice?
It's like we haven't done an analysis on it with a third party test, but that's
Nutmeg, cinnamon?
I could sense that.
You,
Come on, let me see the
what's that
Sparkle Pony.
now? You smell it?
I do. It's
Brown sugar? No, what is it?
It's such a soft, like it's almost like a
It's an
fermented
undernote,
fruit,
right?
or,
You smell it?
but it's thoroughly like a strawberry going.
Do you
blue
smell
or
what we're talking
something.
about?
I do.
Okay.
She's just sticky, and this is like some old school things getting together like that. I wish I had brought you some Taiwan.
Oh,
'Cause we had-
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Hawaiian. That's the Hawaiian.
Yeah, Thai. My buddy went to Thailand, and his girlfriend over there brought him to her village, and Grandpa grew all the herb for the village. Grandpa let him go get some seeds, and then they kept it pure on Maui for a few generations.
Yeah, like
and
Maui, Wowie.
Oh, of
stuff
course,
like
the
that.
Maui Wowie.
Oh, yeah.
That's legendary.
That
What's
goes-
some of your favorite legendary strains?
No,
Go back in that
Perp
time
used to be
machine. Go
fun.
back in that time machine of yours.
Some of the earliest like amazing epic batches that turned me on to like holy shit, it's pretty too.
Yeah.
It was like UW Perps, University of Washington Purple.
Oh, crazy,
Kush,
right?
Okay.
and the Pez, Lopez Island, Northern Lights #6, I heard it called as well. And then
Lopez.
some old school, like the it was Yosemite back in Seattle, and then on Maui, like the HP 13 was pretty legendary from New York to Maui, and
Nice.
this Hawaiian skunk was like some of my
Hawaiian skunk.
favorite.
Now I definitely heard of that. That
Yeah.
was some of your favorite right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I tried some of that for sure. That was like a while ago though, right?
20 plus. The 1995 version was my favorite.
Nobody got that, right? Nobody got that no more.
You know, we have it in seeds with the letters and names on there, and haven't tried to crack one for so long, but it's about time.
Just got them sitting in there just waiting. Oh man, when you go bust that skunk out,
It
man?
just, even in Hawaii, it was a long plant and like 12-week flower, but it was left that just churchy spice in the air, like incense was burnt, you know, and just like
Yeah.
the 95 version that I liked had that more sweet incense to it, like that sweet tart with that incense.
Yeah, that's that big smoke right there, man.
Yeah.
So weed man, huh?
Yeah.
You the real weed man, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
nah, cause it's like people could be like, oh, I'm the weed man, but you really are Reggie Weedman.
Yeah. Hey, it's
But
like
you know hella shit about weed. Like you like a weed scientist. Like it's kind of crazy.
yeah, you know, it like about 15 years ago when I felt safe enough to type shit in on the internet, I was like, I might as well start like looking into the science of why my shit works, because
That's what I'm saying.
Well, John P, he was ahead of his time. I never feel safe putting
Nah,
this stuff into the internet.
nah, he's
even
definitely
today.
on point with that because that's scary. I just was like, because the shit you're saying, bro, it sounds like you really studied
Yeah.
this shit, like for real. Like you didn't go to school for it. There was no, like, shouts out to Oaksterdam, but that shit wasn't around
Yeah.
when you was learning what you was learning. Like
Oh.
you just went through the straight school of life to
Yeah.
learn this shit.
Yeah, keeping my eyes open and just thrilled by what I'm doing, like learning as I go, and never, I actually like to say I don't know because it challenges myself, I realize. And so it's like, I'm gonna find out. Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a perfect segue. Tell us a little bit about Canna Country Farms.
Yeah, Canna Country Farms, small farm, southern Humboldt County. Boom.
Boom.
And
Oh,
this is
there it
where
is.
the beautiful flowers, the terroir, like 12 to 1400 feet elevation. And I had moved, I had started near the coast, really above Shelter Cove, and before that it was Maui. So I knew, like, I had the Molden Eye, and before that it was the North Wet, you know, and
Mm.
so like, but then I
The
moved.
climate was there.
Yeah, the climate, like in Shelter Cove, we said the storm would come in 2 days early, leave 2 days late. So the degree of difficulty, I was used to a high degree of difficulty. Well, progressively as you move inland, there's like the expressiveness of the environment is much higher grade. And
Right.
this little microclimate terroir on a ridge, 3 watersheds right there. Lots of water comes down. I think it was like 100 inches last rainy season.
Yeah.
And it's in the ground most of the full term. And it's cool because we've done our pheno hunts started years ago, and we're down to 6 different cultivars right now. And you got to be pretty hot to knock any of those off. But we just did a pheno hunt just to make seeds, and then it turned into like, let's save some of those rootstocks. And like before, it's like low impact. You're like, cool, we just watched them go. There's none of this like, oh, let's mama that thing. Well, it changed when we saw the nature of the pheno hunt. All of a sudden, we're hanging tags on things, and we just dug up 70 rootstocks.
Wow. Damn.
Who like regens, but because the biggest part is how it smokes for us. The like experience.
It's got to
all the
be
way
it.
through
It's
the
got to
joint.
be it. It's got to be it for sure.
Yeah, and this microclimate's special. You can do different things there. We can do a whole range of things that reach their genetic potential.
Yeah, man, that's important. Like to be able to smoke it though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I know a lot of people right now in the cannabis industry, right? And they fuck with the weed in a weird way. They don't really like it. They don't really smoke it, but they're just like, oh, they want to push all their shit out on you, right? The game is kind of weird. I just want to know what's your take on the industry, the game itself right now, from different times when you really came in to now when it's legal and all that type of stuff. Like
Well,
some of the weird stuff.
I can tell you one thing is like this certificate of analysis that like people are using to attest to quality. is like different than what we always did. Like from my
Right.
position, when it's about stewarding seeds and progressing lines and keeping clones that resonate with your people,
Right.
it's how it grows and how it resonates. Like, what's the effect? And about like 6 months ago, I sent this question out: describe potency to me, because there's these potency tests, and all my smoker boys and girls were like, how it hits, how long it lasts, what kind of potency it is, like,
Right.
what's the highlight? They're feeling it.
Exactly.
So now we have this third-party test telling us cannabinoids and pretending like it's got all the fucking colors all mapped, man. And it's incomplete. It's at its infancy. You can pay for test results, and it's like the biggest danger to diversity I've seen is because of people going in and just basing their buying decision on a THC content.
They just want the most bang for their buck, but they're really kind of selling out to the.
They don't even know, because it's a misinformation that's misleading people into thinking that it's going to accurately portray how it affects them.
And it doesn't, because it all. Well, and we know each type affects each one of us so differently.
Straight up.
That's
It's
why.
not like I should have a label. It should read me.
Yep.
Right.
That's why.
Is that kind of where we're at with
Yeah.
it? So?
We may be. You should talk to some of these doctors who are cutting edge on it. I've asked them why what we call number 3 and what we call number 9 seem to affect people in opposite directions,
Of
but
course.
be opposed. And if it affects the one way, the other one predictably is going to affect them the other way.
That's
So it's kind of interesting.
So we're kind of getting a little bit of the science, but it's still kind of almost a throw a dart.
Yeah, I'd say use the COA for the cleanliness. And even though, like these days, they have the workaround, they'd use stuff that they
still
don't
tweaking.
get tested for.
Yeah.
No, that shit that just came out about all the dirty
Right.
products.
Yeah, they still tweaking everywhere. You know, it's tweaks anywhere. Anytime you got some people running it, you know, it's people.
the
You know,
system.
yeah,
It's
people.
money.
It's always people,
Right.
man. Anytime you got people like money.
But I'm excited about where things are. Like this,
There
the
you go.
plant getting
Good.
out.
Yeah.
There you
I'm
go.
like super excited to be able to like connect with the users in an above board sort of way. Like we taking notes, we writing them down. You know, it used to always be evidence, and like the potential to reach the public is huge, and then see how these genetics really ripple through a population. I
It's
know it's
way
been
better.
sad because things are moving away, so it's sad for some, happy for others, but it's no surprise that the plant and us who found like enough benefit in it to keep going, even though
Right.
risk of prosecution and all this.
Right.
It's kind of cool that we get to see this plant like gum up the whole workings a little bit, also like the whole marketing machine, the whole America.
Right.
California, it's of course we're seeing what we're seeing. This is how it's getting in.
It's been a crazy evolution, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And we've seen it just in the last 20 years or so, 20 something years. It's really almost done beyond a 180. It's a 360 at this point.
Yeah, I remember it was like 14 when Washington and Colorado went online.
Right.
And I'm like coming down the mountain on Maui, and I was like, have a radio station on, and they're playing this Limerick show, and it's like all of a sudden they're making fun about potheads, and it's national fucking public
But look,
radio.
they didn't used to do that, and they put
No,
a
this was
lot
a
of stuff.
moment
Yeah,
where
they
it
put a
changed.
lot of stuff in the forefront. But that's what they do right before they go in and do the law switches. You know, they got to prep you. You know,
Believe it.
But that's a whole nother podcast, right? But to me, the plant and everything around it and the people around it, I found that it builds so much community. Like, and that's something that that had me drawn to the plant. Like, what's like that? Does building community? Is that something that you?
Oh, it's huge to me. I'm all about the dialogue. I'm all about the conversation, and it's a dying art.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's build that community and create a safe place in which to explore anything on the community level. Like, let's sort this next transition and going on transition for a human out with like a safe place to explore whatever comes up.
Yeah.
Knowing we're working it out. We're just working on maintaining a flow.
Yeah, you came to Emerald Cup. You came to kick a bunch of ass. You came to win some awards today. What the fuck? What you got going on out here?
Didn't even enter this year, but we came to support it, and I'm on a panel at 4.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
And what is the panel about? What are you guys doing?
We're gonna I know there's legacy genetics involved in it, and we're probably gonna talk about some of the stuff that we talked about here, like diversity, why it matters is probably like gonna be tops.
Definitely matters.
And like how to nurture diversity, you know. And it's like to me it's like from a consumer angle, reverse engineer it. It's like get away this whole THC bias first off, and like let them know effect is based on a whole bunch of chemicals, if
Right.
anything, if they need to go that route, or just implore people to feel for themselves. This
And
is
I
like,
think that's the biggest thing, right? That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing, like, because again, it affects everybody differently, right? You could sit in a room with a cipher, if you will, with a couple of people, right? And everybody will be chilling. And then there's always that one person that just start acting like they having a panic attack. And you like, man, we only halfway through the fucking joint, man. Why you already? It's like, call the ambulance, pour some water.
Oh my
Oh, I
God.
need to get some air. You know what I'm
I
talking about?
do.
Like halfway through the joint, like you took 2 puffs. You already need some air and shit.
you
Like,
stay inside on this.
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, man, it's been dope having you on here, Reggie, man. For real, the real weed man
Thanks.
was on this Riding and Smoking podcast today,
Nice.
man. It was dope
Thanks,
having you,
guys.
man. Yeah, P, you know, it's been fun. Yo, you know what it is. Your boy Don P, the West Coast host with the most, right here on Riding and Smoking. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We got Reggie, the weed man, in
Know
here.
it.
Reggie, tell them where to find you at. You got Instagram and all that?
Canna Country Farms, at Canna Country Farms and at Canna Country Selections at this point. You'll find me elsewhere. but,
Tell them one more
you gotta
time.
Look at Canna Country Farms, at Canna Country Selections. We got 2 different ones because there's 2.
Selections.
Yeah, it's all about the
Do you like my
selection, baby.
Canna selections?
Come on now, you can't even do this. Look.